What's going on, guys? Kivox here, and welcome to a new WandsDay. I'm not sure what day this is coming out on, but I have 4 new wands for you guys, and this is kind of also like a kind of like an update on what the plan is for this year, kind of the things that are going on, and the things that I plan to happen. I'm hoping that happens. There we go. That kind of made sense. So, like I said, I have 4 wands. One of them is like a completely new thing that I tried. I hadn't tried before. I think it came out pretty cool. It was kind of an experiment. And I hope to do more of this style in the future. So that's going to be cool. If you guys do join us for the Friday live streams, you've probably already seen these 4, because I tend to kind of show them off a little bit on there, but not fully show them off. If you're a patron, obviously you've probably already seen them too. Also, if you are a patron, you do get first dibs on these. So make sure to contact me as soon as you see this. As long as it's, before the public sees it, then you want to pick up one of these, you can. You get first dibs, and then it goes out to everybody else. So, that being said, I guess we can start with the wands. I'm sure most of you guys are here for the wands, so I'm going to start off with the wands. I haven't had a lot of time. I was going to start off the wands, but let me tell you guys about this first. I haven't had a lot of time or the space, because if you guys follow the channel at all, you know that we were going through a bunch of stuff with the house. I had to move basically out of the room that I was working on. So right now, or working in. So now all of my tools are in the living room. So I've been kind of bringing my tools outside, but right now it's the end of winter, or the winter just ended. We still got snow this past weekend. Kind of sucks, but we're making it. It's starting to warm up. It was like 60 degrees today, so it was great. I'm hoping that this weekend is also nice so I can get some more work done. Okay, and then I'll explain the big project afterward. You guys probably already know about it, but let's start off with probably the weirdest shaped wand out of all of these, which is this one. It's weird, right? Because you kind of don't know what part is the handle, what part is the blade. The way I designed it, it's supposed to be, this is the handle here. Hopefully that was somewhat obvious. I'm hoping. We have these little copper pipes in here, which look nice. They go all the way through. It's always fun, right? But you're supposed to hold it here. It's kind of weird. It's kind of front heavy, blade heavy, I guess you could say. And yeah, it's definitely weird, right? These don't actually spiral around. They're just one ring that goes around. It kind of gives it that spiral look, but it's not actually a spiral look. We have one of the other ones I got is a spiral. But when you're making a spiral, it's a little bit different. A lot of times I draw them like this, and then when I go to make them, I end up realizing, oh, wait, I can't do that way. It won't make sense. Also, spirals, a lot of people don't realize this when they draw them. They need to end somehow, right? So if your spiral ends up going this way and it wraps around, at this point over here, it's going to need to stop. So you need to kind of think about how it's going to either taper or just blunt, like a blunt stop, which is probably not visually the best thing to do. At least personally, I don't think it is. But to each his own. I wouldn't say this one isn't complicated, but it isn't super in depth when it comes to little tiny details. We have the little lines going down it, and the basically the paint brushed off or scraped off. I don't know. I like this one. It's definitely different. It's not for everyone. I don't think everybody's gonna like this guy, but I like it. All right. Okay. Can I live? Can I live? So this next one, I really like the style of it. It's definitely one of those more non-traditional kind of. It has a direction. So let's say Bellatrix's wand, right? How it has that angle, and you kind of have to hold it a certain way to use it properly. A lot of straight wands like this, if you were to hold it upside down, it doesn't really make a difference because the general shape of it is pretty straight. But now, I really love this style, right? So the style that kind of, oh, you know what? You know what else has these? The brain, please help me out here. You guys know what I'm talking about. Well, not Wizarding World. Oh my God. Pottermore. Dang, I nailed it. So the Pottermore styles kind of have this angle, right? This kind of like little dip here, and then wait a second. Okay, I got my Pottermore wand. So, oh man, it's a little dusty. So this is my Pottermore wand, right? You guys recognize this, and you know, some of you probably have the same design because there's only 3 designs, and then they just changed the woods. But it's that same kind of straightish handle that kind of goes up, and then there's the little dip. It's the same style, right? And this was my first wand I ever made, and I just made my Pottermore wand. It's actually the right size based on the size it's supposed to be from Pottermore. So it's very small. They always are. And you know, nowadays everybody makes wands that are bigger because it just looks nicer having longer wands, even though per the lore they're supposed to be usually much shorter. This one's creepy and weird, and there's some holy parts to it that go all the way through and just looks, you know, if you don't like holy wands or little holes on stuff, you probably won't like this one. It doesn't have any crazy stuff going on. It's more of a, I would say, traditional, not traditional. I don't really know what exactly the style is of this, but I like it. I think it's pretty nice. I think it'll suit anybody pretty well. Yeah, I would say it holds pretty well here. You would basically hold it in this spot. It's kind of the heaviest spot of it, and that's kind of where the balancing point is. I mentioned this a lot during these videos. I feel like there is a right and a wrong way to hold a wand. I don't feel like you can hold any wand any way. Like you couldn't hold this wand this way. It feels really weird and it's super front heavy. Even with this one, right? If you were to hold it here, it's kind of weird. I feel like you would more have to hold it at this first nubbin right here to give you a little bit more control. Otherwise, it's off balance. It's super off balance, and then it doesn't really work, you know? So remember that all of these will come with a Ender's Wand little display. So it's just a simple, you know, you could pop it on a shelf and just put it right there and nice and displayed. Almost dropped it. And it looks good. I think I'm going to be changing that soon. So I think this is going to be the last batch. Let me see, actually. I think I have 8 or 7 more, including these. So probably like 4 more after this. That will have this exact one. I think I'm going to be changing the this little guy here to better match this guy that I made, which is the kind of like the new logo slash like street sign for Ender's Wands. I think it looks pretty cool. It says, "The last wand you'll ever need." There's also some other stuff on here, kind of hidden stuff. You can see that this is actually my personal wand that I put on there. I thought it came out super cool. I was super happy about that. I just kind of wung it and it worked out. So I was very happy with that. Okay, so moving on now to some that have some little metal bits, some little metal doodads on them, and they're a little bit more non-conventional. I wouldn't say any of these are conventional wands, right? Traditional wands. They're all different. They're all very different. All right, so this one's nice and straight, right? I think it looks pretty good. And this is the spiral one I was talking about. So you can see this actually has 2 spirals going all the way down and basically paralleling each other the whole way. Until we get down here, I didn't want to go all the way to the end and then make it too pointy. So the more complex part of this one is the wrap on this handle. I think it looks really cool. And then we have the little kind of detail you can see underneath it. I hope you guys can make that out. We got some little copper here and then some little aluminum stuff here. It's not silvery looking stuff. It's solder, but just, it looks silver, right? And I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool. I tried to kind of make it look like splotchy almost. I don't like super clean looks for wands. I like them when they're just a little bit rough, just a tidbit rough around the edges. They look like they've been used. I don't really want you guys to use them. Also, if you guys pick up one of these, they are fragile. They are made out of wood. They're carved. They're thin. They're not made to be toys. If you want a toy, go pick up one of the Noble Collection wands. They're much, even though they are fragile as well, they're much more rugged than I would say a real wand. Yes, a real wand, a real wooden wand. So just be aware of that. And if you do break it, please don't leave a bad comment saying, hey, basically I broke this wand, so it's crap. So from personal experience, please don't do that. So we got these 3 so far. I'm going to ask you guys in the comments, once I show all 4 of them, I'm going to ask you guys to tell me which one you like the most. Personally, the one that I left for last, the one that I'm going to show you right now, is my favorite. And I think it's the one that took me the longest to do. It started off as something else, and then I kind of saw something in it that I was just like, I want to try this. So I did try it, and I was pleasantly surprised and happy about how it came out. I didn't expect it to come out as good as it did. Personally, I think it came out really nice. You guys be the judge of that, and let me know. So I kind of was going for like a blade, like a curved sword almost style. I had this little metal doodad here that is like a kind of Asian-y inspired little thing. It also turns, right? I don't know if that interests anybody that it turns. I wouldn't go ham on it because it may break, right? You know, it may break, and I wouldn't want it to break. So as you can see, this one has this very different style of wrap around it that's made out of an aluminum piece of wire. It's actually really hard though. Like it's almost like a protective cage for the wand. I think that if it were to break, I think the wire would actually hold it together because it is fairly strong. It does go through in a couple of spots. I also aged it a little bit. I put a little bit of, like if you look at it closely, you'll see that there's some little like dirty spots and some little more golden spots. I actually tried to burn this to get like some spots to turn a more, basically to kind of start changing the color of the metal, because that happens with metal as you heat it. Some metals will change color a little bit, and I was pleasantly surprised. So there's a little bit of some like goldish colors in there, and with the silver, and it's wrapped around here, but also like soldered all together. I was very excited about this. I was very happy with it. I will be making something similar to this in the future. So if you end up not picking this one up, or if you miss out on it, this is a new technique that I learned that I plan on possibly doing, hopefully better, even better. This one, I really like it. I was thinking about keeping it, but now I was just like, you know what? I haven't put up any wands in a while. It's not fair for me to keep every single wand that I really like. I still don't like it more than my other one. So it's still, I don't know if I ever will, but I think that one is partially because it has some Dumbledore things in it, and I really like Dumbledore. So it's kind of one of those things, right? That is just like, should I keep this one? Should I not keep this one? I feel like the longer I keep my personal wand, this guy, which some of you may not even like that much. It does have the young Dumbledore metal bits on it, but it's a simple, kind of has some original, I was gonna say original Dumbledore wand, but some Elder Wand influences on here as well. It's super duper long. This is my favorite wand I've ever made, and that's why I kept it. But I kind of made it for myself. I made it knowing that it was gonna be mine. So it's kind of not fair, right? But man, this one. And you can see it has this like kind of a blade curved sword shape. It's a little bit thinner this way. And then it's kind of what I was going for. And then I decided to do the wrap. And I was just like, oh, I really like this. I sat there talking to myself in this voice for some reason. Hopefully you guys liked at least one of these, and it will make its way eventually to you if you are fast enough. All you got to do is go to Ender's Wands. Hopefully they're still up. If they are not, you may want to consider, shameless plug, joining the Patreon, because they do get them first. They do get access to them first. I've said this already. If they are still in the shop, then that's great. Hopefully you can pick one up. Now let's move on to the news I was talking about. So if you guys follow the channel at all, you know that starting last year, I started preparing the backyard to build a little shop for myself so I could actually start working. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I moved out of a room that I was working in the house. That was a complete disaster that I could not record a video in for wand stuff and, you know, doing stuff like that. That's the plan. The shop will hopefully be built this year. I have the foundation almost ready. I'm doing most of the work myself. Meekachii's helping a little bit, but for the most part, it's a one-man job, and it's a lot of work, and I don't have a lot of time, so I'm starting to work on that. I do have some pictures of my progress so far. As you can tell, I have built the border for the foundation. I'm going to do a gravel foundation, and then once the gravel foundation is in, I will then purchase like a prefabricated building, and then I just have to install all the lights, run all the wires, install all the lights, do the installation, redo the floor, sheetrock. I'm gonna build a wall somewhere because I want to separate the air handler from the other things, and I think I may put a compressor in there too so that it's a little bit quieter, but I want to do like a little separate room in the corner where it has that stuff. So I got a lot of work to do. I'm planning on starting that back up now because it's starting to get warm, like I said. As long as we don't keep getting snow, I can deal with a little bit of cold, but it's just the snow kills it. Like I can't get stuff delivered if it's snowing and it's all icy out. I can't really do a lot of work if it's icy out or snowing, because I need to basically transport, like, what was it? Like 4 tons of gravel from the front of the house to the back of the house with a wheelbarrow. So I got to do that. It may be more actually, but I'm going to fill that whole thing with gravel, level it out, and then put the building on top of that. I already ran the pipes, as you can see in the photos. I already ran the pipes for the electrical. I'm hoping to put like a 70 amp circuit in there, maybe even more if the inspector allows me to. I would like to. I don't ever plan on actually running that much, but I do have an AC that I need to put in there too. AC heating split. I know this is kind of boring. This is boring stuff, but it's basically all I've been thinking about for the past 6 months for YouTube stuff, because this is like a big deal for me. And if I can get this done, I'm okay. So the main plan is get the building ready, get it weathered, right? Get it ready to be inside, insulate, basically be able to be in there in the winter. Because then if I can get all of the stuff that can only be done in the summer, I can then work in there in the winter, and be able to finish off the inside paint, do all the floors and all that type of stuff at that point. So that's the idea, and I hope I can get it all done. Price is a big thing, so depending on how much these things cost, I may not be able to get it done, but we'll figure it out. Eventually, we'll do it, and I do still plan on making wands, except at a lower rate, because it's very difficult to work on the deck, and I can only pretty much bring out like 2 tools at a time. 2 tools, like I can bring like the bandsaw outside and the sander, and then I only have one outlet out there, and then I don't really have tables to work off of. I have to kind of work on the floor, on the deck. So I'm scrubbing it right now. So it's rough. It's rough, but for if you guys pick up any of these wands, it does help support my project for getting this done a little bit sooner, because all of that income is going toward the shop. So yeah, hopefully that that explained a couple things for you guys, and hopefully you guys liked some of these wands. I am still doing the wand reviews, so if you guys do want to submit them to newwandsday@gmail.com, make sure you submit them at a 6:9 aspect ratio, basically the size of the screen. Try to keep the wand like inside of it, at least like maybe this much, right? So that the edges don't get, wait, there we go. Kind of like in there or in there. Try not to not like go like this close, like right up against the edge. It just makes it harder, especially if you don't have the aspect ratio correct. It's a lot easier to show it off if it's the right size. I don't have to try to resize anything and do more work. It just basically saves me a little bit of work. So if you guys want to help me out, if not, if you just want to say F you, Kivox, then sure, send me some crappy pictures. Any wands we accept. And also, I have one more that I got to edit, and then I think I have enough for like one more after that. So right now, we're pretty much caught up, you know? So if you do submit them now, you will most likely be in the shortly upcoming wand review. So there's something to look forward to, maybe. Also, the new movie's coming out pretty soon. Pretty hyped. I'm assuming that there's going to be a new wand set. I will be picking that up if there is, and I will most likely be doing a video about that too. I'm hoping that it looks nice with the other ones. If they haven't announced it already, maybe I missed it when they announced it. Let me know if you guys are watching this and they've already announced it, or if you're watching this later and they've already announced it. Even if you think I may already have seen it, just leave a comment down below. Let me know. Also, if you stay tuned this long, thank you. I appreciate it. It really helps the YouTube gods, you know, like with our video. Leave a comment and include the word battery. Try to figure that one out. And include the word battery, and if you can, make it make sense in some way. Use it in a sentence. And I'll know that you're one of the few that watch till the end. So guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to join the Patreon, link at the end of the video, also down in the description. If you want to become a channel member, you can too. You get some fun stuff there, some emojis and stuff like that. And you get a little badge next to your name, which is always nice whenever we see that. So, and also, if you do that, it helps support the shed project, the workshop project. I'll probably hang that thing up on the wall or something, or make a new one that can go outside and boom, look cool. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.